Hi, this is Rob Lawson from Rob Lawson Digital. This is a post about online reviews. Most of you will be familiar with getting reviews on Facebook and Google, and that generally is, I think, the most important ones to worry about. Most of that happens directly within those native platforms, but there are some options. But if you're not doing much about reviews, then we will just go through a few stats. Let me just scroll down here. Okay. So there's a bit of research. It is American, but I find that it translates to Australia pretty much the same. 93% of consumers read local reviews to decide if a business is good or not. 68% of customers said that positive reviews made them more likely to use a business. Positive reviews make 93% of customers trust local businesses more. 48% of consumers need at least a 4-star rating. 77% of consumers think that reviews older than 3 months are not relevant. A 1-star difference in your online rating can result in 5 to 9% change in revenue. They won't select you if you've got poor reviews. I often get a call from a panicked client and say, "Oh, I've got a bad review on Google. Can you get it down?" And the answer is no. Once the review's been posted, it's posted and you can't remove it. Same goes for Facebook. The thing about reviews is if someone who's dissatisfied is going to be a lot more motivated to make the poor review, to go to the effort of finding you on Google, finding you on Facebook, and posting the review. Someone who's had a good experience they've moved on, they've forgotten about you. It's not an important purchase, perhaps, and they're on to the next thing in their life. So they're not thinking about you unless you sort of went over the top and it was an amazing experience. So you really need to get on the front foot with those people and see if you can get a percentage of them to give you a good review. I've got a client in the country, and they were experiencing, had a low star rating. So we went and just got a dozen of their customers to give them 5 stars, and all of a sudden they were 4.5 or 4.6 because there was only this one poor review. So having lots of positive reviews will get your rating up between that 4 and 5. Consumers, most of us don't expect everything to go swimmingly all the time. We just expect you to do something about it if something does happen. So you need to be seen to respond on that platform. So within Google reviews, go and respond and do the same on Facebook and show that you're doing something about making it right if there has been a problem. So there is a number of other tools, which I'll just show you now, that are third-party tools that sit between the social media platform and the end consumer. So they can come onto these platforms, they can give you a review, and then that can appear on your website. They make out when they're selling to you these third-party tools that then the person can post it directly to Facebook and Google. Facebook and Google won't allow anyone to access their systems. So what happens is they can give you a review on this third-party tool, then they've got to do that again on the platform, on Facebook or on Google. Now, I've tried one of these tools, I think called Trustpilot, I think it was called, Testimonial Agent, and we found that problematic. Now, the good thing about these tools is that you can only allow them to see the screen where they can post or they can get access. Well, it links them off to Google or to Facebook if they give you a 4 or above. And if it doesn't, a message comes to you so you can try and get on the front foot, sort it out for them before they go and post it on the social platform. Sort of good in a way, but we just found it problematic because the reviews don't get on Google, they don't get on Facebook. If someone's done it on the third-party tool, they think they've done enough, they're not going to do it twice. It's a real pain in the neck. So let's have a look at what those things look like. So have a look here, Gather Up. So you can have these systems where you can get a widget that you can put on your website and it shows the ratings. You can have an SMS system, so you can SMS the link and it comes and it says to Gather Up and says, give us a rating and what have you. I'll show you how one of those works. So let's have a look on Grace Removals. You'll see here they're using Gather Up, and that's their rating here. But that's not a reflection of what it is necessarily on their Facebook and Google. It's just what and they might be gated, so anything that's below 4, they're not allowing that to show. So it's what it is. So word of mouth is another tool. It's an Australian one that is used by a lot of companies, as is this one here called Trustpilot. Seems to be used by a few companies. Now let's show you how an example of. So here's a third-party tool here called First Call Electrical. So they've got 45 5-star reviews. So they've got nothing but a 5-star. Well, maybe they do, but let's go and find their Facebook page. So when we go and look at what's actually occurred on their Facebook reviews, we can see here they've got 5. They've only got 5 reviews that have made it onto Facebook. You might think, oh well, that's great. Just use one of these tools. The problem is, people will search for you on Google, and they'll just come up with the Google rating. Now, I've used Grace Removals as an example because they are a competitor to one of my clients, and they're well regarded, very established company. But here they've got a higher rating on Google than they have on this tool, Gather Up. So why wouldn't they just want to show that on their website? And then when you get into the reviews, they're a fairly decent sized company, so you can see how when they have a review, they do respond. They do get back to every person that responds. And I noticed there was one 1-star review where they turned up, really late and all that sort of stuff. Well, they've sort of got on the front foot and tried to find a number and see if they can placate the customer. But goodness me, surely the phone number of your customer, and you don't have to get them to do something in order for you to make something right. So they could have been doing a little bit better there. Having a look at another business. This is again, and this is a competitor to one of my customers. I just note I find these quite interesting when I look and do the research. So they use product review, they use True Local and Facebook, and I do not know how they get the 4.5 stars out of all of those 3. Maybe they just add them up and come up with an estimate. I don't think that's a feed of any type. That's just something that they've put in there as fixed text. So there are a number of tools out there to try and automate a lot of these things, and I just think the best way you can do it is to do it direct in the platforms. If you have a look here on Grace's website, see down the side here, you've got these options which you can set up on your Facebook page. They don't have reviews available, so you can't do a review for Grace on Facebook. on Peter Saylor Removals, they've set it up so you can. So they've got 58 reviews, 4.3 out of 5. So they've enabled the reviews. And you can send people directly to the review page. And I've also created another little video which will show you how you can create a direct link for Google, because it's quite difficult to find. It can be quite difficult for people to find your business, find the Google My Business listing, click on here and give you a review. It's a few clicks, whereas you can create a short URL which takes people direct to it, and they see the 5 stars as an option, and then away they go. So yeah, hopefully that gives you an overview on some of the tools and stuff that are around. My suggestions are, if someone has a good experience, well, talk to people, find out how you've done. If you've done well, send them send them both, send them a Google and Facebook, or just ask them which one they prefer to use. Send them a link, ask them for 5 stars. If you find that there's a problem or someone gives you a bad review, be very specific in the response about what you're doing to fix it, so people can see that you are doing something, not hey, contact us and we'll do something about it, like Grace did. Okay, hope you find this useful.